Alright, no intro for this video, we're just gonna hop right in. So, a special feature was released for GXK featuring all the Monsterverse directors, or the previous Monsterverse directors, sorry, including Adam Wingard, and they were discussing essentially the Monsterverse in general. You know, the past, Godzilla 2014, King of the Monsters, Kong Skull Island, the whole nine yards. And in this discussion, they essentially talk about the 2014 film and how the Monsterverse, the style of it has essentially changed and evolved over time. And during said discussion, Michael Dougherty had said something that I thought was interesting, to say the least. He stated how once you add a three-headed dragon and a giant moth into the equation, there's no putting a genie back into the bottle. Essentially meaning, once King Ghidorah and Mothra got added, they couldn't go back to Gareth Edwards' 2014 more serious style of storytelling, or just tone in general. And that's just something I fundamentally disagree with on so many levels. Now, before we fully delve into the topic of today, if you yourself disagree with anything I say in this video, that's perfectly fine. I am aware that there are very many people who do like the current tone of the Monsterverse, Godzilla vs. Kong and Godzilla X Kong, and that's completely valid. Don't let me take that away from you. But me personally, I just feel like the main senses of this video is that no, the Monsterverse did not need to change Gareth Edwards' more serious style of storytelling just because it added more wacky, quote unquote, wacky monsters into the mix. I feel like in order to have this sort of mentality, you have to essentially ignore every other Godzilla film before King of the Monsters that has taken these characters, Ghidorah, Mothra, hell, even Rodan, seriously. The original Mothra took Mothra super seriously. The original Rodan took Rodan even more so seriously. GMK, the story with Godzilla and Mothra and King Ghidorah, took these characters extremely seriously. It's not even the fact that they take them seriously, it's the tone of them that's important. The tone is extremely serious as well as the characters. The anime trilogy, while extremely diverse amongst the fans, still had a serious tone and took Ghidorah extremely seriously. Now the writing aside, we can get on the writing of how it was done, another topic. It's the very fact that the concept itself was done shows that it can be done and well if given the right direction and good writers. If you want an even more modern example of a series that has goofy monsters in it but takes itself super serious or has a serious tone, Monarch Legacy of Monsters did the exact same thing. I don't know, this just felt like such a weird statement for Michael Dougherty to make, even though he himself has made a kaiju film where he takes King Ghidorah and Mothra extremely seriously, and overall, King of the Monsters itself had a very serious tone. So I don't really understand what he meant by this. It also sort of paints to me that there's a lack of creativity when it comes to creating super serious sort of tones for the Monsterverse. When it comes to, you know, Michael Dougherty or Adam Wingard, because Adam Wingard did support this claim as well. It also sort of shows that they don't have enough confidence that the Monsterverse can work in the 2014 sort of tone with those characters as well. And it's really disingenuous and weird because I know Michael Dougherty is a huge fan of the series, and it's just odd to me that he would have this sort of mindset and think this way. I'm not saying every Monsterverse film after Godzilla 2014 had to be -1 sort of tone-wise, but at the same time, it didn't need to have this to delve down on the seriousness and become more goofy and weird and out there with its concepts. I'm not mad at it for being at that way, as that Godzilla King of the Monsters and Godzilla vs. Kong are great films in their own right. But at the same time, it sort of shows that there's a lack of creativity on the director's side when it comes to making a making a kaiju film serious tone-wise and sticking with that concept.